Hi guys, Nikhil here. Welcome to Salesforce Troop. And today we're gonna learn how to create custom Twitter feed using Lightning Web Component. Let's see what's the approach we are following today. So in this approach, first we'll create the contact object, a field inside the contact object where we'll store the username. After that, we'll create the Visual Force page to load the script given by the Twitter. Currently, it's not working directly under the Lightning Web Component. After that, we'll to avoid the cause issue, we'll add that URL inside the remote settings. After that, we'll create the lightning component, and within that lightning component we'll add the iframe of the visual force page. After that, we'll fetch the record id and record details using the getRecord wire adapter. And once we connect the all bits and pieces, we'll deploy our component and we'll see the final output. Let's go to our VS code and open the scratch.org. So if you click on this icon, it will open the scratch.org. My scratch.org is already open. So as we said, first step is to create the object, create the field under the contact object. Let's go to gear icon, click setup. So let's go to object manager and select the contact object from the object manager. And go to fields and relationship and click on new, and select the type text, click next. We'll choose our field name as Twitter handle, keep the length 18 and mark this field as required, click next. Let's the visibility for all the profiles and save. So now you can see our Twitter field is created, Twitter handle field under the contact object. So our first step is completed. Let's go and create the visual force page. Click the home button, create. We can go directly from here on the gear icon. Right click on the developer console. It will open the developer console for us. So once your developer console is ready, go to File, New, Visual Force Page. Give your Visual Force name, page name, Twitter feed page. Select OK. Now your page is ready. Let's within this page first add the lightning style sheet as true so that our style sheet should work. Doc type as HTML5, so it should support our HTML5 syntax. And the script that I was talking to you, if I go to the Twitter developer.twitter.com, they have mentioned one script to load that. I'll add all the links in my video's description. We'll copy this script, come to our this Visual Force page, and then within the script tag, I'll add this script like normally we upload in our web page. I'll set car set equal to UTF-8. So my script is ready. Let's use this script. I'll give the name class Twitter timeline. This class is very much important given by Twitter only so that the card look and feel will be consistent. Data link color as 19 CF86, and then we'll create a URL that is like how our Twitter works. If I go to twitter.com, so on twitter.com our main URL is twitter.com, and whichever username we want to select, we append that. If I give my name, Twitter handle, underscore Nikhil, it will open my tweets or my account. So just copy this URL, go back here and paste it. But this Twitter or this name, we want it to be dynamic. So we'll remove this part and we'll append dynamically the current page parameter. So we'll use dollar current page dot parameters dot Twitter handle and close our a tag. Save your PF Visual Force page and see the preview. So now if you remove this and give your URL, okay, right now it's not working. Let's go back and see what's the mistake we are doing. I guess I was checking the wrong URL. So if we click again on the preview, let's go back here and replace the part after the question mark with Twitter handle equal to your username, Nikhil. It should load our account with our tweets. So now it's loading perfectly fine. So we are done with our second step, create a VF page to load the script given by the Twitter, and we verified like our username. With the help of our username, we are able to see the tweets. Let's go back to the third point, add the URL to the remote setting, go back to our org, under the setup quick search, find a type remote, click remote site settings, create a new remote site. Let's give the name Twitter and the remote site URL platform.twitter.com, the same URL we have used here, platform.twitter.com. Let's go and save it. Make sure the active checkbox is enabled. So our third step is done. Let's go to our VS Code and create the Lightning Web component. Go to your command palette, select create Lightning Web component, give the name Twitter under LWC, give the default path. Now your component is ready, you can see that. Let's create the card first inside the HTML. Lightning card. So our lightning card is ready. We'll give some margin inside the card. So we have given a class SLDS hyphen m hyphen around underscore medium. It means give them a margin around the div. And let's go to our JS file, and we want this URL to our component. So our lightning web component is ready. Now we want to add the iframe of the VS page. So we'll go to this, copy this URL, go back to our VS code, and paste this URL. We'll create a header that is return, and that name is full URL. It will return this URL. I'm using backticks, and this part should be dynamic, so I'll remove this part. I'll use the string interpolation here, the new way in ES6 you can concat the string, and I'll say here is a variable, a property Twitter handler that will append to this URL, and I'll create this property here, and the rate API. I'll give my Twitter handle by default. Let's remove this API, and by default it will load my account right now, and we'll go and create the iframe in the HTML. So create iframe source, and source dynamically will get from full URL. I'll increase the font little bit, and now in JS, from JS getter we are appending the Twitter handle name, and it's rendering the iframe. And to give some height and width, we'll create a CSS file here, handler lwc.css, and it will be pretty simple. CSS will take iframe element, border should be none, width should be 100%, and min height I'll give 500 pixels. You can give any CSS based on your need. So our lightning iframe is ready, our CSS is ready. Now we'll go back to our slide quickly and see next step. Add iframe is ready. Fetch the record ID and record details using getRecord wire adapter. So this is pretty interesting right now, because without Apex we're gonna fetch the record ID as well as the record details. For that, first thing, if we use add the API decorator with key record ID, let's input add API decorator from LWC. So by default, this will go to the parent and search for the record ID. So it will always give us the record ID if you are in the record page. After that, we'll create a wire adapter. So with the help of getRecord wire adapter, we're going to pass this record ID and fetch the details of that record. So first include the import the getRecord from the UI record API, and We'll use the wire adapter to fetch the record data. Add the red wire use the getRecord API, and by default you need to pass minimum, like it's a mandatory field, dollar record ID and the fields that you want. So this record ID is the ID that you will receive here. By default, Salesforce or that Lightning engine understand once this ID is available, use this ID with the dollar, and that ID will pass as a record ID to the getRecord API service. And along with record ID, you need to pass the fields that you want back from that record. So let's create the fields that we want. Fields equal to, we want only one field from contact object, and that field name is, you can go and check quickly what's the field name. Go to object manager, search for contact, and under the contact we have created a field Twitter handle. So field name is Twitter handle __ C. So I'll come back to my VS Code, say I need the field contact.twitter _handle _c. So we need only one field, and we'll pass that field to the getRecord API. And for wired service, we need to define the wire function because we are using wire by function. So once this API completed, it gives us either error or the data. And once my data is available, I'll say update the Twitter handler with data dot fields dot Twitter __ handle dot value. So once the data comes back, it has a property called fields. Within that field, your field name, and within that field name you have your value. So I'm assigning that value to the Twitter handle. So as soon as the value comes, it updates the URL here by the using the getter. Otherwise, if error, console my error, we can use console.error. And so let's go which step is pending now. I guess we fetch the record ID and the record details using a getRecord adapter and deployment of the component. So we are fetching the record ID here. Once the record ID available, the wire service use the getRecord API and pass the record ID and the fields that we want. We have defined only one field, Twitter handle _c, and on success of this API, we'll get the data, and from the data we'll pull out the value of the Twitter handle and assign that to Twitter handle property, and that automatically update our Twitter handle in the URL. So let's go to the meta file before deployment, change the expose to true, and let's create the targets because we want only our component to work in the record page. So we'll use only the record page. Let's deploy this component. So my component is deployed. Let's go to the org and let's select the app. I'll select sales app. You can select any app that you want and where you want to place your component. So we'll test it under the sales contact. Let's go to the contacts. I already have a Salesforce True contact. I'll go inside that record and I'm going to add this page. You can see our field is visible here, Twitter handle. Let's go to gear icon and edit the page. Let's place our component in this page first and search for your component name here, handle LWC. Let's drag your component above the activity. So once you place your component, click save, activate, click next, save. Let's go back to the page. So now you can see that by default we have given my name, that's why it's loading as it is with my tweets. But now if we go and change here some other name, let me go and pick some name from here. Let's take Salesforce, this trailhead name, come back to our Twitter handle and save it. Now you can see immediately it's reflecting the trailhead tweets, all the trailhead tweets. Now you can able to follow. This is your tweet feeds and this is our lightning web component, and we able to successfully see the output. You can scroll, you can do anything what you want, you can put some styling if you want. So we deploy our component, we check the final output. So this is all about how to create a custom Twitter feed using lightning web component, and you can find the code or the links that I have used in the video description. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Bye bye.